this is a part two to the video that I posted on TikTok saying they're very pissed that you stood on business with them and glowed the fuck up. So, as we had kind of addressed before, it definitely feels like somebody is watching you like a hawk because they cannot take how karma has treated you well. It's not to say that life has been perfect for you per se, but it feels like after they did whatever they did with the projection, speaking negatively on your name, trying to like smear your character or people's perception of you, you did a lot of the internal work, whereas they did not. And a lot of their projections is starting to catch up to them. And I feel like they're feeling very slighted by seeing you experience peace independent of them and all of the very like awful shit that they were trying behind the scenes. I feel like they thought that they were going to be rewarded in something for taking you down, or you know, it's like they thought that the universe was going to affirm them in some sort of way, but that's not what's happening here, because you are actually a chosen one. You could be an Atlantean. That energy is standing out here. You could be Atlantean, very big on wisdom and anchoring in light codes by way of how you show up for others, humanitarianism and things like that. So for this person to fixate on trying to hurt you or harm you or cause you some sort of delay, it is literally only racking them up heavy karma that may be a bit too heavy for them to transmute. But this person is feeling, this person is feeling it. Their karma is being returned to them. I feel like they're not getting any peace emotionally, spiritually, or mentally because they were able to hide in an illusion while they were like doing hurtful things, while they were taking advantage of you, while they were doing the smear campaigns. They also kept people around them that made them feel like they were justified in doing so. But now no one is around them. No one is justifying them. No one is affirming them. Now they're having to like damn near affirm themselves. Like, okay, well, I did the right thing, right? And the universe is like, absolutely not. That was foul. And now you're going to have to see what it's like to experience something like that, like what you did to them. So your guides are heavily covering you and sending back these negative experiences that people projected onto you. So time spent is being returned. Money lost is being returned. Love lost is coming back to you in new forms. So please just make space for it. I feel like your haters, like that hatery energy, is so thick right now though, because you are so heavily invested in your peace of mind. I think that at a point in time you were all into people, wanting to love them, wanting to do more, wanting to build a life with people, whether it's intimate or whether it's platonic. But I think that you only got a weird hand back from motherfuckers. So you was like, okay, well, how can I stop myself from experiencing this? I need to heal. I need discernment. I need a plan. I need something solid for me. And by way of you redirecting all of that energy and focus and attention back to yourself, it's really kind of put you on a whole new platform in life. And that's why you're receiving so much more now and why they are salty. It was damn near like they thought that if they took you down, they were going to be able to have your riches, your divine favor, your looks, your personality, you know, what have you. But it was never going to be like that. It was never. They played so many mind games with you. They intentionally orchestrated confusion. They wanted to cause you spiritual blockages. You could be dealing with someone who is very jealous of your gifts and things that come very innate to you. So it feels like they probably were trying to like put different seeds of doubt within you, so that you doubted yourself, you doubted your light, you doubted your business, you doubted your thought forms, but really they were looking up to you the entire time and taking notes and rebranding these thought forms, these ideas or these things that they were telling you is a bad idea. They're trying to rebrand it as their own. They just didn't want you to have it. So they were constantly orchestrating confusion in your guys' bond, but their mind games it's like being caught up to them. Like they're thinking that people are taking taking them seriously, trying to pour into them, seeing the magic within them, but people are treating them disposably. People are playing mind games with them, and they're hating it, and now they're feeling very confused about their value or about what life is supposed to be and what it's not. Meanwhile, it's like they're subconsciously angry because it wasn't supposed to be them in the hot seat. It was supposed to be you. That was what they tried to do. It was supposed to be you. You were supposed to be watching them ride off in the sunset while they shit on you and, you know, all of the things. It feels like somebody let a negative entity or attachment inflate their ego entirely too much, and it sacrificed such a big piece of their life. It sacrificed love and connection for them. But I do think that the mind games that they were playing and the confusion that they were giving to you, I think at a point in time, it did hurt. And maybe you did fall prey to the smoke and mirrors. But then you decided to see shit for what it is. And you came out on top with mastery. And now you are being crowned. Because now you are a lot more emotionally intelligent. You're very aware. You clock a motherfucker in they weird ass games at the door. Like, it's very, very hard to get over on you. And so now, by way of that experience, your crown is wide open. It's safe for you to continue to trust your intuition and know that the wisdom that you have is very, very, very much so well earned. And it feels like your haters that were trying to steal life from you, trying to destroy your confidence, trying to project their negative intentions or their negative thought forms on you are only going to have to continue to see you further be crowned, further evolve, get even richer in spirit and in monetary gain. That is their karma. That's another reason why they're watching you like a hawk. They've been pocket watching you. I think that this was someone who remembered you when you was broke. You ain't have much. Or maybe you were immature, not as spiritually aware, not wise, not fully put together just yet. They thought that you would always be that. It feels like they like little brother Jew or like little sister Jew, but they, without them realizing, like the little brother or the little sister is eventually going to grow up into their own person. So they kind of clocked your worth, your value, or your character a bit too soon. And now they're feeling humiliated because you done lapped them in anything that they have ever done or created for themselves so many fucking times. So many times. They want your crown really bad, though, and they were a master manipulator. That's another reason why the divine will not entrust them with more, or the divine will not entrust them with the same type of divine favor that they entrust you with, because you operate with a very high code of conduct. You operate from a very high level of like morale and integrity and things like that. You don't manipulate people. I think that you do show up with a full heart and all of that, and that is why the divine entrusted you with so much, because I feel like the divine knew that you were going to do right with it. This person was not going to do right with it. This person is very materialistic, mean girl, mean guy kind of energy, deceptive, spiritually manipulative. They like to manipulate their environments to like kind of bend to their will, if that makes sense. And if they don't get things their way, then they try to like force things their way. They could even be like into dark arts or things like that. Yeah, but this person is literally having a spiritual lesson. Their manipulation tactics didn't work on you whatsoever because they didn't know you were a dark empath yourself. You were a mirror. You were only going to reflect back to them the internal chaos that they had within themselves or what they were trying to inflict onto you. So now they're in the hot seat and you're like somewhere, doing the Dougie, living your best life, or at least striving toward that. They fucking hate that. But that is why you and your energy was sent on assignment in this situation. Because the dark empath within you was always going to be able to transmute their bullshit. It was going to be able to transmute their energy, transmute their negative attempts, transmute the black magic and things like that they were reflecting toward you. And not only that, you were able to see them for what they were and move on, not even mad about it. That's that dark empath within you. and you left with a bit more boundaries and self-awareness that they never expected you to gain. But you've also left them with such a deep spiritual lesson that they will never, ever, ever forget about treating people right, showing up in love, being kind, being reciprocal, and even with them seeing their own value as a person. You taught them that. They're learning from you. Even though they keep like trying to be a hater or whatever the fuck, they cannot deny that they are learning how to have phenomenal character and how to be a better person from watching you live your own life without them. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here, cousin. Yeah, you have a life upgrade on the horizon, and baby, you look so damn good. Your money is about to grow. Your reach, how people perceive you, how people interact with you and your work, it's all about to evolve. And if you thought that you had an idea of what your divine inheritance would be before, you're about to have a whole different understanding of your divine inheritance and you being a chosen one. You're going to live in a different life, a different type of peace. That's why folks from your past is scrambling, trying to see if they can get on your boat. But your looks are evolving, baby. I feel like you keep changing your style. Your skin is killing. Your eyes are beautiful. Your personality, your teeth, like everything about you stands out, and you don't even like look for attention on that. You are just bomb on the inside and out. And that is why so many of the seeds that you're sowing are preparing you for like this huge quantum leap in the presence of your enemies. People were always just hating on you because you are worthy of being hated on. You're a full fucking package. You have a beautiful personality. You have a very beautiful light about yourself. You're very genuine as well. And they don't understand that. You're a mogul in the making, and they can't deny your power. They want a destiny swap with you, though. They hate that you were the chosen one. They hate that you have the money. They hate that you have the calling. They hate that you have the looks. They hate that you have the recognition or the influence. All of these things they wish they had for themselves, but they don't see how destructive that would be. They don't see how destructive they are to themselves and the people that they're around, or to the environments or assignments that the divine gives them now. But I think you don't do that. You listen. You're connected. You're showing up different. So the divine is going to keep mirroring back to you the light that you have within. Maybe if they weren't so prideful and they would find their own lights, then maybe the divine will bless them with their divine inheritance. I feel like the problem here, though, cousin, is that they want yours. They like what you're having, so they will have the same. But they don't want you to have it. So they're like also holding on to your energy as well. Holding on to your energy, trying to copy you, trying to copy your looks, trying to copy your thought forms or your ideas and reproject them as their own, even though it flops every single time. But they're holding on to your energy so that they have something to lose themselves in. They're very scared to immerse themselves in their own lives because they think it's dark in there. They think it's kind of crappy in there. And that could be another reason why they're so fixated on you, even though it doesn't really feel like you've done much to harm them or to hurt them or to cause some sort of delay. I do think that this person's negative actions against you will continue to flatline, but they're not really going to stop right now, especially because you are climbing. You're climbing, and the more you climb, the more it's going to trigger those negative feelings within them, or those feelings of rejection, resentment, and things like that. But all their rejection and their resentment and their weird attempts did to you was give you wisdom that made your foundation more solid, because you are a divine wisdom keeper. This person hates that you know who you are. They hate that you know your gifts. They hate that you can't be told who you are, or like you can't be swayed for real. This person also could be very jealous of your friends or your lovers. They're jealous of how you're embraced amongst people. They want that for themselves. But and also hating the fact that your energy is inaccessible right now. But your energy is inaccessible on the spiritual plane to them because they are possessed by a negative entity. And their time within your energy is running out. They're losing control, baby. And that resentment gonna keep eating them up. Meanwhile, you're being bred into a mogul. You don't care about the past. You don't care about that dense energy. You don't care about things that show that it doesn't care about you. And that is why you are on a very fast track toward more. So do not internalize this person's negative projections, and don't take on this resentment, because to be honest, their resentment is just their love and their hate for you that they can't explain. They only hate you because you are everything that they wish that they were. You are everything that they thought they were, and you proved them otherwise. But their karma is catching up to them. Let it. Meanwhile, you are mastering mastery. So stay focused. Stay locked in, cousin, because you're doing a damn thing. And continue to be an example. Continue to be a light. And let them deal with their karma. Even if you love them, even if you feel bad, let them deal with that, okay? All right, cousin. Now, you may want to check out part 1 on my TikTok. And then come back over here. Let me know if this resonated with you. Subscribe to my channel, cousin. Y'all said we was cousins. I like to get on here and do my free flows with y'all. Y'all said we was cousins. So like, comment, and subscribe. Come on back, okay? I love you. I'll see you soon.